Welcome to Tea Time with Kitty. And we're going to get ready to get started. We're just waiting for Mrs. Diamond Kelly to join us today. Today, we're going to be talking about investing. And I just wanted to give you all an update for next week's topic as well. So we just need 1 second. Yes. Yes. You got candy? Okay, go with Sanaya. That's Sanila. And while we're getting ready, I just want to let you all know what we're going to talk about next week. Yes, I'm in your office. Yes, I'm at the Kelly's estate. Yes, I am in your office. Hello, sister. Um, and just to let you know, next week we're going to be talking about um, parenting troubled children. I think we talked about parenting before. I have to go back over my notes, but this will be troubled teen. So what we're gonna do is I want each and every one of you all between now and next Wednesday at 5 o'clock p.m. to take some time and watch the video of the incident that happened at Six Flags on Saturday. So if you have not seen the video or don't have access to it, please text me at 202-758-8941 so that I can send that link to you, because we're going to be talking about that. Because when you have children who normally does what you ask of them, who's not confrontational at all, you tend to think parenting is like a slide. I was there before with my oldest two children, but when you come across kids that's a little bit more challenged and have a little bit more going on, so therefore we're going to talk about that next weekend. What's ghetto? You talk about the kids. So we're going to talk about that next weekend. So if you have not seen the video, please make sure that you join. You send a text to me so that I can send the link out to you. Again, I'm at the Kelly's estate. We're in this beautiful office. I know you all can see the pictures and stuff behind me. When I say it's beautiful in here, I try to find my way in here whenever my niece Rajanique or my sister Tamika is not in here working from home. I try to find my way in here because this office is everything. Let me see if I can show y'all the floors. Okay. Oh, this office is everything. She said she's going to do my office for me. So without further ado, again, we're talking about investing today. I need for you all to please join my sister, Mrs. Diamond Kelly, who welcomed me in her home today. And she's going to give some tools on investing. My sister Sharon stated that she would join on as well. Hi, Shamika, because she's very informative with investing as well. So we're trying to get ready so that we can plan for our retirement. If anyone on here is over 25, you're getting closer to 30, it's very important that you start a retirement plan. Do not wait until you're 50 to start figuring out how you're going to live. Like my plan is, with my first home, I should be finished paying it off by the time I think I'm like 62, I think it is. I have to redo the math. But that means that if all goes well, I'll be able to retire and won't have to worry about a big mortgage, but can just worry about some other things. So we really need to focus on that. There's a few things that I wanted to go over today, but let's see. Do you want me to welcome you now or go over these few things and then welcome?
Go over a few things.
Okay, so we're going to go over a few things. So let me go into my notes. And y'all got to make sure y'all give Diamond a warm welcome because, this is out of her normal element, okay? Okay, so first and foremost, did you all know that today is National Coffee Day? How many of you all knew that today was National Coffee Day? I know that they said Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, a variety of places has specials on free coffee or discounted coffee for National Coffee Day. This month is National Life Insurance Month Awareness. We talked about life insurance awareness, maybe about a month or so ago, but this month is actually National Life Insurance Awareness Month. I never knew there was a life insurance awareness month, Asanaya. So that really stood out to me a great deal. And how I learned of it being National Life Insurance Month, I was listening to 104.1 on yesterday, and they had a guest speak on it yesterday, and her name was, let me just pull her name up for you to make sure I'm saying this right. Her name was Deidre Bembry. Her last name is spelled Bembry. So if you want to hear more of her story, you can just go to 104.1 and join the link. She has an organization called Cares, and which both is being spelled with the letter K. She's from Newnan, Georgia, and she lost her daughter to I think it was like a form of cancer in the brain at the age of 6. She was diagnosed with it at the age of 4, and her story really brought life to me. So some of the things that she talked about was that we sometimes look at life insurance and associate it with death. And she said, what we have to start doing is looking at life insurance as a way to secure something that we love. So that really stood out to me. Securing something that you love. So like we like our new car, we tend to like our new house. Those things are insured. So if you really like and love yourself as much as you say you do, and you really like and love your loved ones as much as you say you do, you should be insured, because statistics state that only half of Americans are insured when they pass away. So we really need to look into that. um, People may need the refund or the benefits from your death. They may need it because it's someone that's extremely close to you. It could be your child or your parent. They're just sad. They're just lonely. They're just depressed. They're just lost without you, and they just can't pick themselves back up to get back to work. And we all know that we're about a paycheck away from being almost poor. So therefore, we must understand that we have to have some cushion for them, because they're getting over our passing. Um, you could have been the income provider, like the breadwinner in the home. So if you're that dad and you took care of your wife and your children and you're no longer here, how do they provide? So let's start looking at life insurance that way. It may have been a financial partnership where we have this big home together that's 500,000, and you pay 1,500 and I pay 1,500. Well, if that 1,500 is gone, then that's a loss of income. So please, 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 the website is Cares. And if you type it in, even if you misspell it, I think the first one was KERES and then KARES.org. But even if you play around with it, Google is smart enough to know what you're talking about. And other news, real quick, before I introduce Miss White, I just had one other thing. So again, as I stated, we will be talking about the Six Flags incident next week. So please, please, please make sure you review that video, because as I said time and time again, it's easy when you're able to parent the child. So I call those parents and children who do exactly what you say. They tell you to come home from school. They do that. They eat when you say. They do their homework. But what does that look like when there are children that doesn't want to be parented? So on other note, I was in the grocery store on Sunday. My mom was over for the weekend, so I wanted to prepare dinner. I try to make sure when she's over for the weekends that I prepare dinner. And I went in there to get a bag of party wings. So I normally get my party wings from Costco or BJ's, but this was kind of last minute, so I was running into Shoppers, and I was going to get a bag of party wings. So there was a bag of party wings that was 1/3 the size that you normally would get out of Costco or BJ's. And when I seen the sign, it said $28.99. I said, well, maybe it's not the unit price. So let me read a little bit, because you got to read, right? So I read a little further, and that was the price. So I need to know from my tea timers right here, right now, have anyone else seen the price of chicken lately? There's a sign in front of it, and it says, due to the cost of something, so I told my brother who sings this song all the time, I know I heard the turkeys coming in. So I had to tell him, I said, I thought the turkeys was coming in, because I don't know what's going on, but this is ridiculous for that small bag of chicken. I even think that it's expensive for $10 when I see it in the store. So just seeing it in there for $28.99. So me, I'm not paying $28.99 for that chicken. I thought it was just Shoppers. So I go to another store, same price. They didn't even hardly have any chicken. So I end up ordering some chicken. and just quoting out some of the prices that they wanted for chicken. I said, I'm gonna make all my sides and I'm gonna buy the chicken already made. And the price for the curry out, the price for pot pies, all that good stuff was ridiculous. So I'm wishing that I had me a couple of bags of chicken in the freezer, as I did in the past. 1 second, responding back to one of my viewers. Um, because I would have definitely rather had gotten that chicken stored up in the freezer. So without further ado, I chopped down some of the time, and now we're ready to get into this investment. Tea time with Kitty. Please welcome Mrs. Diamond Kelly. Diamond, they are so glad to see you and hear from you today. They're so glad to see you and hear from you today.
Hello, everyone. So I am not as outspoken and fearless like Kitty is, so please bear with me. So Kitty asked me to come on because her and I was having a discussion about 401k and the benefits and some things that she didn't know. So she was asking me just general questions. I was telling her about it. And she was surprised that I knew the information that I knew because she had no idea about some of the knowledge and the information, the benefits about the 401k. So I am not an expert. I'm not a professional. These are just my personal experiences with it. Like Kitty was saying, as far as investing, 401k is an investment. It's an investment in your future. It's an investment in your household, for your family. So for most jobs do not offer pensions anymore. Most jobs are offering your 401k TSP benefits. Most jobs, if not all, match. They match up to a certain percent. So a lot of jobs are not going to tell you to, or they're not going to force you or inform you of this is what the 401k benefits entail. You should invest, because they're losing money, and honestly, you'll be losing money as well. So there's so many benefits that 401k has, which is tax benefits because they're pre-taxed. Pre-tax meaning they get their money out before Uncle Sam. So they take their money out first because they're pre-taxed. Pre-tax meaning they get their money out before Uncle Sam. So they take their money out first, and it's also based on the percentage. So you're able to invest between for my company, we're able to invest between 1 to 50%. Currently, I'm at 12%, which is a little too high, but I started late, so I'm trying to play catch up. I do find that with my 12% I have, when Trump, Lord, Lord, please, the only thing that I did benefit from him being in office was my 401k went up. So now I'm in the high 300s, where now Biden, but it may sound like it's something high to you, but a lot of my coworkers, they are in the high 8s and 9s because I started late. So for instance, when the not the inflation, back in like 08 when depression. What was the thing that
Sharon, help us sister out. She's looking for a name.
Yes, hey boo, hi sister. So with the 401k, you're able to also take a loan out. You're able to take multiple loans out, one at a time once it's repaid back. Recession. Yes.
Yes. Okay, nephew. Thomas State University.
Oh yes. So when the recession hit, I was able to benefit because a lot of the stocks and bonds, I didn't start into the recession. So I started late, like in 08. So when the recession hit, my company, our stocks was at $35. Currently, as of today, they're at $483 today. So when I started investing, I invested maybe 5% then, 5% at $35 a share, where I continue to accrue interest and the shares grew. So now it has grown $483 in 12 years. Something that we wouldn't have done in our everyday lives. So we have to invest. We have to invest in ourselves. White people do it all the time. That's why they're able to be blessed with generational wealth.
Yes, generational wealth.
Something we need to leave the legacies for our family and our kids. As far as another benefit with the 401k, like I said, the loans. So I'm able, currently in my position, I'm able to take out, I think, up to $80,000. But within that $80,000, I have to pay that back within 4 years. So it's up to me how I want to, not up to me, but it's up to me if I decide to take that much out. That's a large lump sum. I don't want to pay back $80,000 in 4 years. But if you purchase a home, you have 30 years to pay it back to your 401k. So that is a benefit that you're able to use when purchasing a home. You do have to show documentation. Also, another benefit with your 401k, you are able to do a hardship loan. A hardship is where you don't have to repay the money back, but you do have to show documentation and qualify for the things that, I'm sorry, that's Nyla. So you can take a hardship out for college expenses, but you have to show that you're paying that. You can take it out for funeral arrangements. You can take it out for you can take it out for if you need to pay your rent or mortgage, but you do have to show documentation. There's not a whole lot, just like a little letter stating that you owe X amount of money, and which is, like I said, another benefit. Also, with the employer matching, just that, I think that's the best, one of the best benefits, because if I put in 12%, my employer is putting in another 12%, so I'm doubling my money. Who don't want to double their money? Because we spend money and waste money at 0%. So that's another benefit. Also, in my plan, I'm able to receive dividends. So I get a dividend check every quarter. So 4 times a year, I receive a dividend check from one of my stocks. So my dividend check roughly is around $400 to $500 every quarter. Although I do have to claim that on my taxes because it is earned, but it's still free. So that's also another benefit. I know Pookie is getting into like stocks, and some of the stocks as well offer dividends. Robinhood is a good app to start investing in stocks, which I have started, and I lost a little bit, but I've gained a lot as well. And you can start off with small amounts, penny stocks, penny and things that's less than $1, and it will grow. You just have to be patient. You have to put the time and effort into it. Do your research. Definitely do your research. Just don't say, "Oh, I'm going to put $500 into something you have no knowledge of it." Like it's all a gamble, but you still have to do your research. What else?
You can always recap, so you have some people that came in.
So do anybody have any questions? For those who are not investing, do you have any questions?
And we also want to hear from those who invest. As she stated, NL normally invests through his job, so we want to hear from you. Is there anyone else on the line who has taken advantage of investing? Because that's something that I have never, and I like to be smart and responsible, but that's something that I have never done. I want to turn my 100. You want to turn? Help us out with that. You want to turn your 100 into? Oh, you want to turn your? Well, I don't know how to turn your 100 into 1,000.
Legally, it will take. It's going to take some time, but you can turn that $100 into 10,000 or even 100,000.
And you may not see it, but the way that it works, CJ could possibly see.
Right?
Yeah, CJ could possibly see. So, NL, give us some feedback. I know that Sharon is really involved and has a lot of information. So right now, we just want to take a second while Diamond sip on this nice drink that she has prepared for us.
Yes,
and we just want to hear from you all in the chat. While we're waiting and waiting for some of your responses to come in, Of course, I work for the wonderful, best in the world DC government. And I did a little researching on ours. So we have what we call a 401A retirement plan, and we have a 457 deferred compensation plan. And I know that basically the way that it works is once you're vested, well, let me just read what it says here. So for the 401A retirement plan, after 1 year of credible service, the district government will contribute an amount equal to 5% of your annual base salary, 5.5% for correction officers to a pension account in the employee's name. For more information, and if you're a DC government employee, the information is online. For the 457 deferred compensation plan, as of the date of hire, district employees may max pre-tax, and that's the one thing that Diamond talked to me about, and that's what really stood out to me is that this money is pre-tax. That's everything. So that money is pre-tax. So when you're doing overtime and things of that nature, you can just serve some of that money there because it's pre-tax. It is an after-tax contribution for the salary to the plan for their retirement. So those are some of the ones that DC government offers. So I definitely want, like, just as well as life insurance is so important to me, we have to own up our next generation. Stop having that mindset that when it stops, it ends with me. If you were a parent trying to pay your way through school, trying to get your first home on your own, trying to get your first car, you remember how challenging those types of things were. Do not make it a burden for your children. Get rid of that generational curse. Get rid of that. Your job as a parent is to take care of your children. Not when they're 1 month old, not when they're 3, not pushing them out the door at 18. As a parent, any parent dream should be that your child goes one step further than you went in life. And the number one way to guarantee that is to assist them. I ain't saying support a mom. By no means am I saying that, so you can let your face untight. No means am I saying that. But your job is to support your children. It takes a horrible mom and dad to sit back and see your children struggle. Tough love, all for it. But to see your child struggle, that child must be doing something that's harmful to yourself or them. Now, if they're struggling with some demons and that you just don't feel safe with them, that's one thing, but you can still drop down on your knees and pray for them. But we as African Americans need to understand that we are not going to go as far as we can go if we don't pull up the next generation behind us. We have to pull them up because when we're older, we need service and we need a heart doctor. Who's going to be our heart doctor if we don't have any of those types of support? Okay, so let's see what we have so far. It'll go back right here. It's just hit that box. So let's see what we have here. Let me just move this over. I moved it too fast. Just trying to see. Okay. What? Okay, let's move this up. This thing want to do all types of things. Okay. So 4 mile shares of, I don't know what that is. Just need to hit a dollar. Okay. What are the advantages that you have when investing and how you manage to maintain a stable investment over the years? Okay, thank you, Donna.
So with the investment, you're able to do conservative, it's like different ones, fair or aggressive. Aggressive, you can move your money quicker, but then you're able to lose it just as quick as you get it. So you're able to play around with it. Play around with your contributions on where you want to allocate your money to, whether it's stocks, it's mutual funds, it's bonds. So you have full control over what you want to do with your portfolio. So you should also check it quarterly to see if you are growing, if you are making money. If you're not making money, then you should either play around with it or seek some advice so that see where you should move your money in what areas. So for me, I did I started off with conservative because I wasn't familiar and still isn't familiar, but I play around with it often. And like I said, since Trump was in office, he was able to allow me to grow my money. Why? I don't know what he did. I guess that's something the Republicans do. So I'm all for that. But as far as anything else with the orangutan, I'm not. Also with just like I said, just doing your research so that you can try to understand where to put and allocate different funds into.
And Diamond, do you know, or if there's anyone else sipping tea at this time that know of some good investments to take advantage of at this time? Like, is there any stock better than others? Like, where would you suggest a good starter? I know that you shared. What was the name of that thing I heard you? Ray Robin.
Robinhood. It's an app.
Okay.
So that's where you like start investing in you.
Okay.
So I check my Robinhood. I used to check it several times a day. I don't check it as much anymore because I done sold most of my shares. Don't judge me, judge your auntie. But so right now with my portfolio, I have investments, which is small, in Bitcoin. I did gain some money, but Bitcoin been fluctuating, so they got all the way up to like $65,000. I started when it was like $35,000. So of course I didn't invest $35,000. So you can invest as little as a penny. You will always see some type of growth as long as it grows. So you don't have to invest the amount the share is. So I invested a couple of $100 and I got some money. My biggest one was Doge, but I wound up selling that because I bought it when it was 0.0004 cents. It went all the way up to like 40, 50 cents, and then that's when I sold it. So I was able to get an investment off of that. I have a few Apple shares. I have a few Tesla shares and some cannabis shares. So, but I just let that sit. Nothing has really been growing. It's just been consistent on a couple of pennies here and there. So, but I have received some dividends from a few of my stocks. Even though the dividends isn't high, you still get some money back. For me anyway, because I haven't invested in a lot of money where I would receive a large amount of money for my dividends. And like I said, it's every quarterly. So just research and just read on it. Also, YouTube have a lot of great information. Google has a lot of good information. There are books. It's people who just does this for a living, who have quit their jobs and have so ask questions, get into clubs, get into groups, and to try to get that, pick people brains who have knowledge. Just don't be talking to a random and they pretend like they know. I could tell you anything, like I said, because I'm not a professional or expert. This is just from my personal experience. So this I can give you that based on that. But it's other people who are really into this. They eat, sleep, and live. So and that's also with the stocks. That's also benefits within your 401k, because most of my contributions are from stocks in my 401k. I have a few mutual funds, but most of them are from stocks. So, yeah. Any other questions?
And just to leave as we get ready to wrap up with tea time, we want to thank Ms. Diamond so much for opening up her home and her office to us and just sharing information that I've received. Like, I'm always overly excited when I can get information from people I know, and as opposed to having to pay it. So that tells you that me and my circle is going places. And not only was it from somebody I know, but from my own sister. So as you know, a few months back, I had my sister on who's a doctor. So we're going places. This whole circle is just going places. But what I want to leave you all with today is that if you work hard for your money, why not let your money work for you? And that's why we're introducing some and re-engaging others in the power of investment. Let our money work for us. Like, sometimes you may want to just lay in your bed till 10 o'clock and just to know that your money is still working for you That says a lot. So it's about getting rich because getting rich get power. Okay, so we want you all to be empowered. We want you all to know something. So make sure you look into that wherever you're working, because the one thing about a job, we sometimes hear how much they pay and we kind of run with that, but it's just as much as the amount that you're being paid is the benefit package. Look into the benefit package of a job that you want to make your own and see if those benefit packets are lined up. Latrell said, thank you, Dad.
You're welcome, Trev.
So I want to say thank you to you all so much for joining in. I want you all to please watch that video so that we can be ready to really talk, because I was that parent. I had 2 good kids. They never gave me any problems. So I thought parenting was a breeze. I thought if it was a bad child, it was a bad parent. I had all these types of things. So with my experience with my youngest 2 is parenting plays a part, but it's not all of it. Donna said thank you as well. It doesn't play the whole part. So we're going to watch that video. Text me at 202-758-8941. Yanni was not bad, sir. 8941. That's my niece Latoya saying thank you, Diamond.
You're welcome, Niecy.
So and we're gonna go over that video and we're gonna talk about it. And not only do I want you all to view it, but if there's anyone that has children, I would say as young as maybe 10, and it's all up to your parenting style. But if you have children in those teenage years, let them watch that video and let them, because see, this is what I mean. Like, I was always against homework because in the back of my head, I'm a parent, I run a home, I got my own homework plan. So something like that would have been an assignment for my kids. Look at this and tell me how it made you feel, because it's important to know how your children are feeling, because that's how people act based off feelings. Even if it was, how much is one box? So that's why I have never been a parent that's been into homework. I don't need you setting my child. Whatever you need my child to get, that'll be another topic. You should have gave it to somebody that was there from 9 to 3, because when they get home, Kitty running all this from the bottom basement all the way to the top roof, running all of this. So again, definitely thank you, Diamond. Thank you for chiming in today. If you have any more questions, reach out to me. I'll connect you with Diamond. And I'll see you all and Sharon and my son Nathaniel. Yes. So until next Wednesday, enjoy your day. And thank you so much for always sipping with sister. Have a great one.
Bye, guys.